Well, hello there, everybody. John Weisenberger here. I hope you're having a wonderful day right now and the day before New Year's Eve 2015. And I'm excited to get started, and we have a lot to go over. So I'm not going to waste much time. We're going to jump right in here today in just a minute. But let's wait a couple of seconds. I see some more people joining, so we'll give it a few more seconds, okay? So welcome everybody to the 2015 Dare to Be Different webinar, where I'm going to show you how you can make 2015 a transformational year for your business and life by deciding to make and put your focus on becoming the preeminent leader in your industry or local market by implementing a customer experience marketing plan. And the way that you do that is first and foremost by beginning to think differently about who your customers are and how you go about serving them. So I promise you, and you'll tell me at the end if I'm right or wrong, but I promise you, when you leave here, you'll never look back at your business the same way again. You'll never interview an employee the same way. You'll never think about your marketing and advertising the same way. And you'll never sell the same way and think about your clients in the same way. However, you notice I didn't say that you'll do things differently. I said you'll think different. Other webinar leaders will tell you don't do this or don't do that, or to do this and do that. But that's not what I'm going to tell you here today. Because if I just tell you what to do, you guys will go back to your nail salons or your landscaping companies, your coaching practices or whatnot, and you'll do the same things you did yesterday. Those are the statistics. So I'm not here to tell you not to do this or don't do that. I'm here to change the way that you think. And if I can change the way that you think, I can't help but change the way you'll do things tomorrow. So my goal for today is to change your world by changing the way you think about your business. Because doing things over and over and expecting different results is just insane, right? So let's talk about the elephant in the room that no one wants to tell you about. And I'm sure you know what that is, right? That elephant in the room that no one wants to talk about is the fact that your business probably isn't all that special. In fact, in my example here, if you're a kitchen designer in the Minneapolis area, you've got a lot of competition. So the question is, why should anyone choose your kitchen design firm over any of your competitors? What makes you stand out from the crowd? So the real question for any business is, how will you and your business stand out from all the others in the herd? What's your purple cow, so to speak, as Seth Godin puts it, right? And the answer to that question is, you need to stand out from the herd by delivering a better customer experience than anyone else. So using customer experience marketing as a competitive differentiator is working for many of the big Fortune 500 companies, and it's working for countless small businesses who are serving their local communities around the world. And the best part is, differentiating your business based on delivering a better or a unique customer experience is something you can start doing right now today, and it doesn't have to take any new technology or cost you a lot of money. You just need to change the way you think about your business, your customers, and how you're going to serve them, and the types of emotional reactions you want them to experience when they do business with you. Because all businesses really only sell one thing, and that one thing is reactions. The emotional chain reactions you create in your customers are your real product, and it's not the completed tax return that a CPA generates. It's not the manicure service a nail salon provides. It's how that customer feels when they receive their tax return or manicure that really matters. It's their emotional reactions that determine whether or not they ever return to your CPA firm or nail salon, as an example. This idea of creating powerful emotional chain reactions that will keep your customers coming back over and over again while also referring you to their friends and relatives. That's the idea that I'm so passionate about that I wrote my book about it and developed my chain reactions marketing system so I can share this powerful idea with you here today. So what I want you to do in 2015 is to begin to see your business differently, because as soon as you begin to see your business as a chain reaction creating machine, you'll begin to think about your business and its operations differently, and that's what's going to make you and your business stand out from all the others in the herd. So if you're ready to start thinking differently and ready to dare to be different, then let's get started with today's Customer Experience Marketing mini workshop. All right, so here's what you're going to learn today. I'm going to show you how a differentiated customer experience that creates emotional chain reactions that customers will remember so you can attract and retain more high quality and loyal customers. I'm also going to show you how you can get anything you need for your business through the power of strategic alliances and co-marketing partnerships that can quickly change the market's perception of your brand. Then finally, I'm going to show you how to get your personal life back by implementing customer experience marketing systems and processes so your business will run on autopilot even when you're not there. Essentially, I'm going to show you how to develop a customer experience marketing plan that would allow you to eat that elephant in the room one bite at a time so it's not so overwhelming. Now, I know you can do this, and when we're done, I know you're going to have the clarity and confidence to believe you can do it too, so let's keep moving. Now, the way I teach my students how to create a customer experience marketing plan is I break it up into 3 phases in what I call my chain reactions marketing system. So if you want to create your own customer experience marketing plan, this is the one really easy way to do it so it doesn't feel so overwhelming. So first we start with the differentiated experience phase. And in this phase, I go over how to map out and attract and retain more high quality customers that are the ideal fit for your business. In the next phase, we're going to talk about how to find strategic alliances and co-marketing partners who will help us promote our business. So we're going to talk about how to turn those alliances and co-marketing partners into additional brand differentiation factors, and those will make your business stand out from all the other competitors in your marketplace and allow you to grow that list at the same time. So the last phase is the systems to do that. We're going to figure out how to put a business process together that turns your business into a chain reactions profit creating machine so you can take some time off and actually be free to live the lifestyle and do all the things having your own business was supposed to provide you with, right? So if you think so, we're going to go through each of these in this training today. But to begin with, a little more about me. I want to tell you that I live in the Akron-Cleveland area of Northern Ohio with my wife, Chris, and our 2 children who are now both in college. And I've spent the last 30 years or so working for and with some of the biggest and best companies in the world. Now, my professional career all started after graduating from college with a degree in engineering and then going to work for the Allen Bradley Company. After that, I worked for and with some of the world's other biggest and best companies, both large and small. But somewhere along the way, I came to realize that I enjoyed the marketing side of developing new products much more than I liked the engineering and manufacturing side of the business. So eventually, I became a global product manager, traveling around the world, learning about just about every facet of global marketing and how to do business internationally, which, and by the way, I've also written some other books about. Well, after being a global product manager for a few years, I moved on to become a business manager responsible for the entire P&L of a business. And that's where I learned about the hard realities of making some of the hard trade-offs between making the quarterly numbers and keeping employees and customers happy. And that's something I'm sure you can all relate to, right? Well, anyway, over the past 30 years, the 11 product strategic alliances and marketing plans I developed for these companies have collectively generated over $3 billion in total lifetime revenues, which is not a bad track record and legacy, I'd say. So today, I've documented everything I learned that works and everything that doesn't work. And that's what I now teach in all my training programs. So to say the least, today I pretty much sleep, eat, and breathe customer experience marketing. And that's what I'm sharing with you today. So let's talk about customer experience marketing and what it is and what it isn't. First, customer experience marketing, what is it? Well, first and foremost, it's a smart investment. So Sure, you're going to have to spend some money to play, but there are still some very, very strategic moves you can make that are completely free and that will give you results. So I'm going to share with you today the free and the paid strategies that you can use to get bigger results for your business, but you do have to look at it as an investment, because if you put your money into it, you can get more money out of it. And it will work for any small business. For example, a coach or a consultant, a speaker, a retailer, any business, this is very doable. I also look at customer experience marketing as being a way that you build trust and market preeminence, and as a place where you start to build long-term relationships. The reason why I have so many connections on Google Plus today and a large following on LinkedIn is all because I show up daily and I have conversations and I listen to the community and the voice of the customer. And most importantly, and you've got to pay attention to this one because this is what my whole chain reactions marketing system is built on. Customer experience marketing is a process where you turn your one-time customers into the long-term loyal clients. And if you turn those customers into long-term loyal clients, you're taking advantage of customer experience marketing to the point where you're going to see the really big opportunities come your way. Because when you grow your loyal client list, you start to make more money. And there's no doubt about it, with loyal customers, you'll start to make more money. So if you start looking at customer experience marketing as a place where you connect and convert customers into those loyal clients, that's the way you see higher profits and results. So now let's talk for a minute about what customer experience marketing isn't. Well, number one, it's not just for business to consumer marketing. B2B customers today expect the same customer service levels and experiences they've become accustomed to in their personal lives. And it's not about customer relationship management. CRM is all about using technology to organize and automate, synchronize sales and marketing, your customer service and technical support. But customer experience marketing is about people and the emotions that they experience when they do business with you. Customer experience marketing isn't usually expensive to implement either. Most customer improvements can be implemented with little or no incremental cost. So, for example, how much does it really cost you to smile at your customer when you first meet them, right? So the bottom line is customer experience really isn't just a one-time event. It's something that is a process and needs to go on and on. So you really need to think about customer experience marketing as a continual investment and something that you'll need to do as an ongoing part of your 2015 business planning process, right? So what I need you to do starting here today is to conceptually think of customer experience marketing as a process of creating multiple emotions that start at the very highest level of what we call the commercial business cycle, and that's the pre-sales phase where a customer first learns about your business. Then the whole customer experience extends throughout all of the steps or links in the customer journey, such as when they order your product or install it, or they use your product, and it goes right down to each of the touch points where the customer has some type of interaction with your business. So those touch points where every business process step or communication has to absolutely create a positive customer experience and a positive emotional reaction. Each and every one of those touch points have to be functioning to their optimal level each and every time if you want to keep that customer to life. So what is customer experience marketing? Well, customer experience marketing really is a system and a chain of reactions that once set into motion will continue to deliver that sustainable business results over the long term as you continue to put some amount of energy and effort into it. And as long as each customer touch point in the chain consistently delivers strong, differentiated customer values, then you'll be good. So let's talk about your new marketing plan, how you can stay one step ahead of the competition. Well, to start with, you want to create a customer experience marketing plan with the foundation of that plan built on your business's unique strengths and your target customer's core needs. That's where I want to get you to today. So let's get into it. Let's talk about 3 quick customer experience differentiation strategies you can begin to implement immediately after this webinar. The first strategy I want to talk about is all about creating a positive, preeminent first impression so your business will be seen as absolutely the best in the marketplace. Now, they say that you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but unfortunately everyone does. So you need to accept that fact and the fact that first impressions are everything in today's business world. And when it comes to creating the most lasting, most positive first impressions, the first thing people notice is how we look, what we do, what we say, and how we say it, right? It's that pre-sales first impression link in the customer experience chain. That's the most important first step in a customer deciding to trust you and to do business with you or not. Unfortunately, it's also the part of the whole customer journey that most businesses don't pay enough attention to, and that's why we're going to focus on this area of the customer journey for the remainder of this webinar. So let's say that you decide to seek out the services of an interior designer and you came across both of these businesses in your Google search results. Now, after clicking on the links to both designers' websites and seeing their respective home pages, which designer are you most likely to investigate further, the one on the left or the one on the right? Now, according to Malcolm Gladwell, who wrote the book Blink, which is The Power of Thinking Without Thinking, people's first impressions are formed within the first 2 seconds of seeing something. Other researchers say you have less than 1/2 of a second to make a first impression with your voice, for example, how you say hello, or with your body language and facial expressions. In today's click-happy online world, researchers at the Missouri University of Science and Technology have estimated that a website visitor will make their initial judgment about your website in less than 1 second, and that it only takes just another 2.5 seconds for that viewer's eyes to concentrate in a way that'll reinforce that first impression, whether positive or negatively. So as you can see, you don't get a lot of time to make a positive first impression, and you almost never get a second chance. So make sure your website and your social media presence is delivering the customer experiences you want your customers to see, and that you're not failing that first impression portion of the customer journey in the chain of reactions. In fact, if it's been a while since you last looked at your own website, take the time now to identify the top 3 things you want your visitors to do as a result of visiting your site, and then write them down and discuss them with your website developers so you can look for areas of possible customer experience improvements, because you may be surprised by what a difference it can make in generating new sales or actual leads and orders. Now, the next thing is, if you're a local business owner with an actual physical business location, the next step in the customer's chain of reactions is the reaction they'll have when they first meet you or one of your employees. And you've probably heard this before, but over 90% of what we communicate is conveyed through our body language and facial expressions. People will judge us whether or not they like us in less than a second, all based on that initial emotional reaction they have when they first see you. After that first impression, they'll continue to judge your level of interest in solving their problem, how much you take them seriously, or even how honest you are, all based on the message they receive from your body language, your facial expressions, and your tone of voice. So, as another old saying goes, the customer doesn't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So always make sure you and your employees' body language is not sending the wrong messages and causing the wrong emotional reactions from your customers. Keep your customer experience game faces on whenever you're interacting with your customers. And as a business owner or an executive, make sure you're always reinforcing this critical customer experience fundamental with all your other customer-facing employees, right? So it's not just for bricks and mortar companies. Let's say in addition to that first impression your body language will make, as I already said, the third link is your tone of voice. And remember, that tone can be either your real world physical voice or your online virtual voice conveyed through email or online chat or text messaging. So as another old saying goes, it's not what you say, but how you say it that matters, right? So take, for example, which would you rather hear from a customer service rep or a retail store employee? Would you want them to say, "What else do you want?" Or would you rather hear, "Is there anything else I can do for you?" See, the tone of one question is clearly sliding into the bitter sounding territory, while the other, it still feels friendly but still professional, which is where you'd want to be for a large majority of customer interactions. And as important as your real world physical voice is, it's even more important in today's online world, that you make sure all your written communications are delivered with its tone of voice being considered. Nothing can turn off a current customer or even a potentially new customer quicker than a hastily sent email or a text message that is sent without the proper consideration of context and tone. So keep this visual in mind, right? So here's a tip. I hope you learned so far that customer experience marketing isn't just about advertising campaigns. It's not just about online conversion rate optimization or some other technical aspects of marketing. Customer experience marketing is focused on managing customers throughout the multiple links in the customer journey chain and their reactions, and about making your delivered reactions positive and making sure that you deliver a positive impression during each and every touch point in the chain. So with that in mind, let me give you one simple and practical marketing tip you can begin doing right now today, and that is smile. Just smile and say hello within the first 2 seconds of greeting or seeing your customer. Nothing makes a better first impression on a customer than simply smiling like you're happy to see them. Customers aren't an interruption to whatever else you're doing, so don't make them feel like they're inconveniencing you. That's not the reaction you want, but unfortunately, a lot of businesses do that. Now, this next tip, first impressions tip number 2, or being the preeminent first impression tip number 2, is what I call the red napkin, blue bottle treatment. Now, the red napkin, blue bottle treatment is a great idea originally from the bar and restaurant industry, but I've found it also works in a variety of other industries where first-time customers are waiting for any type of service. So, for example, in an automotive service department or a healthcare-related waiting room, anywhere where customers are found sitting and waiting for something to occur. So the red napkin, blue bottle treatment works like this. Anyone who greets or checks in customers should ask that customer if this is the first visit to your business. So this check-in person could be an auto service associate who checks in a customer's car at the service garage. It could be a receptionist at a dentist office or the hostess at a restaurant. But whoever it is, they need to ask the customer, is this the first time they've ever been to your business? And if the customer's answer is yes, you hand them some sort of colored item, be it red, blue, green, whatever your choice is, but you need to hand them some kind of colored item that identifies them as a first-time customer. Now, this could be an actual red napkin that's placed on the customer's table if your business happens to be a restaurant or bar, or it simply could be using a sheet of red paper for a new client or new patient information form, say one that's used at a dentist office. And you would give them this red sheet of paper as opposed to using a white piece of paper to have an existing patient update their personal information, right? If your business is an auto dealership, your service department receptionist could hand first-time service customers a specially labeled or specially colored bottle of water or some other type of special item that can be used to identify the individual in the waiting area as a new service customer. But the basic idea is to identify that new customer so they can be treated with some extra attention and make it seem like they are special and that they're having a really exceptional first impression upon them, right? For example, after the new customer has been identified, the restaurant manager or service manager can then approach that waiting customer and welcome them or ask them how the service was after the meal or oil change or whatever. Or the business manager or head nurse at a healthcare facility could do the same thing to give new patients extra attention. So I think you get the idea, but the whole idea is use them as flags so someone in the managerial chain can come over and treat that first-time customer as a very special new guest and make that very positive first impression on them that you only get one chance to make. Lastly, the last tip I really want to cover with you is learn the names of your customers and use them. Most employees don't ask for the customer's name or use the customer's name enough during their interactions. In fact, in a recent customer experience survey, it was found out that most employees only ask for the customer's name in about 21% of all interactions, and that's not enough. It needs to be done all the time. So my tip is your customers have a name 100% of the time, and they like hearing it. So use it whenever and as often as it feels right to do. So you need to force yourself to remember the names of your customers and to use them occasionally, and you'll be amazed at how it helps build stronger interpersonal bonds that can lead to improved customer loyalty, to better relationships, and help grow your business by making them feel more comfortable with you. And before we go, I want to mention once again, it didn't cost anything to do any of these things, to ask for the customer's name or to smile or to even use red napkins, really. So don't overlook these ways of making positive first impressions. Okay, so we're talking about creating your customer experience marketing plan, and you've probably are wondering by now, how does this all go together? So let's talk about creating your plan for just a moment. In the attraction and selling phase, you're going to identify who your ideal client is, and this is going to help you answer the who I help and how I help them questions. You're going to answer questions such as, who are your ideal customers? You're going to get really clear on who they are and where they're spending their time. You're going to understand what they like to do, what are their challenges. You'll get a clear picture on who they are and really what they want. Then you're going to identify in your customer experience marketing plan 3 premium price differentiation factors that'll make you stand out from all the other competitors in the herd, right? And then you're going to get to work. Maybe you'll start by sending out an email to get more voice of the customer comments. Maybe you'll want to just put together some social media posts to help attract your ideal clients. You'll want to understand what it is they want to hear from you, but you'll make sure you document this as part of your plan. Then you'll start putting the whole attraction process on autopilot by putting together a system strategy which has the tools and business processes you're going to use. It'll describe who's going to do what, when. It's going to make it all easier, and that's what having a customer experience marketing plan is all about. So I'll show you a little later how to pull it all together, but for now, I just want to give you a good idea as to what would go into your customer experience marketing plan, and this is just a little glimpse. Okay, so the second customer experience marketing strategy I want to expose you to today is the use of co-marketing partners to not only expand the market reach of your brand, but to also help you in building that preeminent brand image so you can charge those premium prices for your products and services. Now, you probably know the old expression that you're known by the company you keep, right? So that's why co-marketing partnerships can be super beneficial to both parties who engage in them. For example, if you're known to be associated with other premium price products or service providers, the immediate perception of your brand goes up too, right? So co-marketing partnerships go on every day, and they're all around us if you take the time to notice them. And if you use them, the synergies you can have can really add up to be greater than the sum of their parts. So let's take a look at a couple of them. So here's several co-marketing advertising partnerships that you may have seen, and in fact the Geico Insurance and Herzberg Diamond television commercials were running again recently over the Christmas holidays this year. But if you look at the other ones here from Carvel Ice Cream and Cinnabon, putting those two together, or Harley Davidson working with Best Western hotels, right up to Taco Bell working with Doritos, these are all examples of co-marketing that leverage the brand strength of each different company and their brand, and they really don't take a lot of effort to expand your marketplace. So if you can find local partners in the local market or even online that you can co-market with, this is a wonderful way to leverage the tribes, if you will, of all these other companies, right? So let me give you another example here for our friends in the UK, where the big grocery chain Tesco has teamed up with Harris and Houle and put coffee shops in all their supermarkets. And again, these are two famous brands where the co-marketing helps. People that want coffee know they have good coffee at Tesco now. And you've seen similar things with Starbucks in a lot of supermarkets and chains here in the United States, but you probably haven't seen Mocha Monkey at some banks. So here's an example on the right-hand side of a bank that actually has put a coffee shop in place, where people can come in and have coffee. I know if they want to sit down with a banker and financial planner, they have the opportunity to do that too. So quite an innovative way to co-market two different brands, right? Lastly, another way for a co-marketing example in the online world is just do hangouts like this with the opportunity to team up, where people like Bob Baker here and Carrie Cole, they've teamed up to put a show on here and have interviews or associate their brands together. And on the other side, you have people that are going out and building brands based on a little more formal things. So you have people here like Michelle McPherson and Justin Brook, who started a whole series of podcasts that you can find on iTunes called Marketing Con Queso. So on their own, Michelle McPherson has a huge online following and brand of her own, and Justin Brook is an internet marketer who's been around for a long time. But together, they're cross-promoting and reaching each other's audiences by putting on this weekly podcast. It costs them nothing. They're both online for that 60 minutes, and they'd be online whether they're online alone or together. So it's a great way to cross-leverage each other's list, and it's a great way to co-market using each other's brands. And I think you ought to consider it no matter what else you do in the coming year. So who can co-marketing benefit? Well, the opportunities out there could be for coffee shops and donut shops, obvious things that would go together. Could be for beauty salons and chiropractors. If you go into a chiropractor, you might get a discounted coupon to your local beauty salon. Financial planners and CPAs make perfect sense, right? One will help you make money, and the other guy will help you save on your taxes on that money you earned. Landscapers and house painters. House painters are traveling around neighborhoods all the time, and they might be able to drop off coupons or recommend your landscaping companies, and vice versa. Life coaches and homeopathic wellness centers. Maybe part of your life coaching program is to help people use homeopathic methods to relieve stress, right? Or business coaches and website developers. Another obvious thing that could be cross-leveraged, all by doing some potential co-marketing opportunities. So I want you to think more about this method of doing marketing in 2015 and see if there's things where you can do to do some co-marketing. So here's my 5 tips for figuring out who would make a good co-marketing partner for you. So ask yourself the following questions. Number 1, who do I know whose business is different than mine but serves a customer base that's not so different? Tip number 2 would be, where will I meet like-minded entrepreneurs whose customers would benefit from my services or products? So again, find out who else in your area or online would have customers similar to the ones you're looking for. Number 3, what other experience would my customers benefit from? So let's go back to the supermarket and coffee chain example. You've got customers coming in to shop in your supermarket, and maybe they want a good cup of coffee. Or I'll take the donut shop and coffee shop example even better. If there's a local bakery who makes the best donuts around, why wouldn't you want to be able to serve them at your coffee shop? And if you've got the best coffee around, why wouldn't you want to have that bakery promoting and selling your coffee in their shops? It doesn't cost a lot. It just takes a phone call to call these people up and see if they're interested in doing some co-marketing. It's not that hard. Number 4, who else has a message that my customer is interested in? Again, one of the ones that comes to mind is financial planners and CPAs go together, like peanut butter and jelly, right? And lastly, you'd look to see who else needs my expertise that would enhance their customer's experience. So again, use these 5 questions, look around your online world, look around your local community, and try to figure out who can I partner with next year that will allow me to leverage their brand to bring more clients into my customers or more customers into my business, and also how would my current customers benefit from being introduced to this other marketing partner. So in your customer experience marketing plan, phase 2 is finding co-marketing partners, and the plan goes like this, right? You're going to figure out who your perfect co-marketing partner is. You're going to find out where they are and how you can connect with them. You're going to synergize by finding 1 or 2 leverage factors for you and your potential partner, and that could be sharing a list or a coupon exchange. And I want to point out right now, just because you think maybe your list is too small that it wouldn't interest somebody, if you have a list of, say, 400 clients and the person you want to partner with has a list of 3,000 clients, ask them if they will share 400 of their clients with you. Trade like for like. You give them your 400 clients on your list, they give you names of 400 people from their list. You don't have to think that you have to have a list of equal size. Find a way to work together. Number 3 part of your plan is going to be you get things working on a trial basis and do it as quickly as possible. So ask your potential co-marketing partner if they're willing to just do a trial run before you get into something very detailed and complicated. But then once you do get something that works, systematize it. Identify what you're doing, figure out when and how it's done, who's responsible for it, and then get it done. And then report back to each other weekly on the results that you're seeing, or hear from them the results they're seeing, right? So that's all part of something we would do as part of your customer experience marketing plan. And there's a section in the process for figuring it out. There's worksheets and things that'll help you write down all those potential opportunities. So let's move on to strategy number 3. And that is, if you remember from the 3-part big wheel, it's how do you systematize your business. So let's talk briefly about the 3rd phase of the chain reactions marketing system and how you can work the systemization of your business into your customer experience marketing plan. So before we do that, if any of you have ever seen the Tom Cruise movie called The Last Samurai, there's a scene in the movie where Tom Cruise is sparring with another samurai swordsman, and he's getting the crap kicked out of him by the experienced samurai warrior. So during a pause in the sparring, a young samurai advises Cruise that he has too many minds or thoughts going on in his head, and that he needs to forget about everything else going on and just focus on the moment. So Cruise takes the young samurai's advice and he begins to say to himself, too many minds, and too many minds. And by doing so, he's able to focus on just the current fight and eventually spars the samurai warrior to a draw, right? So the point of my story here is too many entrepreneurs today suffer from this same too many mind issues where they're not singularly focused on the things that are most important to growing their businesses. And I see this all the time, and I know most of you have or are sufferers of the too many minds problem. Now, whether it's caused by your own thoughts or by listening to the thoughts from other people's minds, you need to find a way to forget about 90% of your business and focus on the 10% that'll really move the needle on your performance. And the way you can do that is to put business processes and systems in place that don't rely on you to make them work, right? In fact, essentially, you need to put processes and systems in place so you can transition to, as Michael Gerber says, working on your business rather than in your business. So essentially, you need to transition from doing to leading, and that means stepping back from the day-to-day operations and slipping into the role of an owner, not an employee, right? This is the only way you'll ever be able to stop working those long, exhausting days and be able to get away and take some time off and travel and do all the things you thought having your own business would allow you to do, right? So you need to be working on your business because it also means learning how to delegate more significant responsibilities to your employees or partners. That you need to find people you can trust to take care of your customer and your business, whether you're there in person or not. Now, I understand that for many entrepreneurs who view their business as their baby, letting go and delegating things to others is more easily said than done, and I understand that. Learning to delegate is something that's an ongoing journey, and half the battle is hiring people who you feel comfortable delegating to. The other half is creating infallible work processes so the customer experience is always consistent regardless of who's delivering the product or service. And I know that finding and hiring those partners and people can be difficult, so we're going to talk about that more in phase 3 of the chain reactions marketing system, which we're going to get to a bit later. But my point here is, once you put the right people, the right processes and systems into place, then you'll have the ability to, essentially put your business on autopilot, so you don't have to be there all the time, and you don't have to be the one that's doing all the work. So let's talk briefly about how you get there. How do you put a system in place so your business can run on autopilot without your continued presence every day? Well, the first thing you need, if you don't have one already, is what's known as a management operating system, and sometimes it's abbreviated MOS. But a management operating system refers to the system of controls, the system of communications, and the activities that are used to achieve your business's goals and objectives. So the typical core elements of a management operating system are, number one, a communication plan that describes your business goals and objectives, as well as reporting and tracking deliverables for those responsible for reaching those objectives. So, for example, developing and executing your 2015 customer experience marketing plan requires that you communicate your plan to your employees or any partners or service suppliers you have, or any other type of individual organization that you'll need support from in order to reach your 2015 financial objectives. Because let's face it, if other people can't help you if you don't tell them what you need or want, right? So you need to be able to communicate your goals and objectives as part of your MOS. The second part of your MOS is the required key activities, and these will vary depending on what you're trying to accomplish. So, for example, setting up and then managing an ongoing customer referral system may be, and actually should be, one activity that's part of your ongoing management operating system. Lastly, there are controls and metrics you'll need to have in place that'll let you know if you're on track to reach your goals. So again, it's all about having a plan and working your plan that'll lead to the changed business results you're looking for in 2015. So let's talk briefly about some of the things you may also want to think about doing. So when it comes to customer experience, nothing's more important to making a positive first impression than how your customers first greeted when they make contact with your business. And we talked about that first impression already, right? And the smiling face. But if you don't have a real receptionist or a real person that greets your customers, but you rely on your customers reaching you by phone, then I'm sure you know that an unanswered phone that is transferred to a voicemail box is one of the most frustrating things a customer can experience when they're trying to, consider doing business with you, or even if they're already doing business with you, right? So for example, how many of you have tried to call a doctor or a CPA or a building contractor, maybe a roofing company or a landscaper, and anyway, you had your call transferred to their voicemail box, which then starts the whole phone tag process of them calling you back and missing you, then you call them again, and the cycle goes on, and it's quite frustrating. Well, one way to solve that is to use the services of a virtual receptionist, so there's always a human that'll take the call. And one such service is Ruby Receptionist, and I got to say, as a disclaimer, I'm not affiliated with them in any way, but Ruby Receptionist is quite a well-known virtual receptionist service that you can find in Inc. magazine or advertising in a lot of different places. But I also know of several other services that for a small price will answer your phone any time of the day, giving you that differentiated customer experience that makes your business different and makes you stand out from your competition. So this is just one business process improvement you could look into in 2015 if you don't have a good method of handling your phone coverage when you're not available to take your call yourself. Another great tool you can use starting at around $15 a month is something that I highly recommend if you have any type of business that requires customer support by email. And this is a fantastic service called Help Scout. And as again, as a disclaimer, I have no affiliation with them. I just think they have a really good product. So Putting a formal email support system like HelpScott into place automates the whole customer support process, so there's no dependency on a specific person to provide timely answers to your customers' questions or issues. And using a tool like HelpScout, you can have an automated system for having complete customer histories at your fingertips. You'll have your customer's profile, you'll have a record of all the conversations and previous orders. All that history will be stored right where you need it, when you need it, wherever you need it. It'll be in the cloud, so you can access it from the road, or your employees can access it from home. It's really quite a bargain for businesses who do a lot of customer support or contact using email, and I think it would be a really good benefit for many of you to check it out in 2015 to see if it might be right for you. Then lastly, when we talk about systematizing your business, the process and tools you should be using, one of the most important processes you can put into place to grow your business is to have an affiliate program for your strategic alliance and co-marketing partners to participate in. Having an affiliate program where your partners or even your current customers can earn commissions for referring and promoting your offering to their friends or relatives or other customers is one of the most powerful chain reaction generating business processes you can use to grow your sales network exponentially, as this slide kind of shows. So think of it. One person promotes your offering, then another is added to your network, and so on and so on. And each affiliate partner has a financial incentive to refer and promote your business to more and more of their own network, right? So can you see the power of having a network of affiliates? Now, for any of you out there in the information marketing space, you're probably already familiar with the whole concept of an affiliate program, right? And perhaps you're already selling your ebooks or your software or audio programs or whatnot through affiliate services like ClickBank or some other service. But what not be apparent to everyone, however, is that even brick and mortar local businesses that are selling physical products or services can promote their offerings using affiliate programs too. So affiliate programs aren't just for online businesses. Local businesses can use them, and you really should be. So today, I'm not going to cover all the affiliate program tools and services that are available in the marketplace, but I wanted to get you thinking differently about how you can expand your sales in 2015 by perhaps putting an affiliate program into place. So let's move on to summarizing the second section, or the third section, I should say, on systematizing your business. So in summary, in this last phase of your customer experience marketing plan, you're going to, number one, identify your management operating system, and you're going to determine who you're going to communicate your 2015 goals to, what the key implementation activities are, and how you're going to control and measure your progress. And you're going to have a communication plan developed as part of your MOS, right? Number two is you're going to differentiate. You're going to identify the 1 to 3 business processes and systems you'll need to become the differentiated and preeminent supplier in your market. It could be that just adding an automated email support system or an affiliate program or a virtual employee or something entirely unique, but we're going to work it out together to find what that differentiation factor is and that system that's right for your business. Then you're going to work out the implementation plan so you can get things working in an autopilot as much as possible. And then lastly, you're going to figure out how to manage and control the implementation so you can identify when you're going to do something, how you do it, and who's responsible to get it done. So this is all part of transforming your business in 2015 using your specific customer experience marketing plan, which I'll be happy to show you how to put together. In fact, let me show you quickly an example of what one portion of your customer experience marketing plan may look like by showing you the planning worksheets I use to delegate certain tasks to my virtual assistants, Ashley and Jinky. Now, a big part of planning out my marketing activities, such as when and what I'm going to post on social media, where I'm going to speak next, who I'm going to partner with for my next product launch, et cetera, is in writing down all the necessary activities and then assigning those activities to the right people for implementation. So essentially, I just document what needs to be done, and once I capture it in my worksheets, I'm good to go. I can delegate all the activities to my customer experience program manager, Jinky, or my virtual assistant Ashley, and then have them run with it. So all I need to do is make sure that all the details are here so I know what they're doing and when. Pretty easy, right? It's just taking the time to put it all together, and then you're good to go. Okay, so now that I've shown you a couple of customer experience marketing strategies and given you some ideas that you can implement immediately for little or no cost, I'd like to know what's the one customer experience strategy that you're going to dare to experiment with in the next 48 hours. I've given you all these ideas so far, and we're going to go into a little bit more here today, so stay with me, but I'd like to know what's one idea or strategy that you're going to experiment with when you leave this webinar. So let me know right now. Just type it into the chat box at right. You see that little chat box over there? And let me know what you're going to do. And I'll take a few minutes here to let you guys write some things in. Whoa, yeah, that's a lot of comments here, so maybe this wasn't such a good idea because we have a lot more to cover, so I won't read all of these, but thank you all for posting, and I just wanted to see what kind of things you're thinking about, and it shows me that you are paying attention, which I like, so that's really fantastic, guys. Okay, so we're on the home stretch here, and I'm going to show you a few examples of people who are using customer experience to lead their markets. And what I'm going to show you within the next 2 minutes, what's possible with customer experience marketing and why all these preeminent first impressions and co-marketing strategies are really worth it, and why it's so important to turn that one-time customer into a loyal repeat client. This is exactly how the leading retailers, the leading dentists, doctors, internet marketers, and all the other successful businesses are building their differentiated and preeminent business models and pulling away from all the competition in their markets. So I just want to show you the possibilities you can achieve with customer experience marketing, so then you'll say, okay, how do I put my plan together so I can actually move towards this type of transformation? And remember, nothing that I've shared with you today is theory. People are using every single one of these strategies to build businesses today, and that's why I know that they work. So let's take a look at the first one in an auto dealership called Motor Cars Honda, located here in a suburb of Cleveland. And this is an example of a very successful Honda dealer that when you look at their website on the left here, the first impression is that it's very well laid out. It has information at a glance. It's kind of dashboard looking. You can find their customer reviews. You can figure out what your trade-in value is. You can schedule service. It's really quite user-friendly, and this whole user experience is a big thing in the software world today. But what I find more impressive is the 4.7 stars they have with their 310 reviews, and you can see that people are generally very positive and have good things to say about them. And in the one case here from Rebecca from a few weeks ago, where she only gave them 1 star, the response from the dealership was immediate and took care of the issue and said, we are sorry. And one of the things I teach in my classes is the best way to handle negative publicity as part of your online reputation management or as part of making sure you're not being trashed in social media is to just say you're sorry and do it quickly. And you may not satisfy that one particular disgruntled poster, but the other people reading the post will see that you responded and at least made an effort, and you won't have your reputation damaged in their eyes. And again, that's a whole nother section of the course that we can talk about and how you handle social media. The next example here is a dentist. That's Dr. Brad Hyland, and I wanted to show you his website to the left, where they have a very inviting website that covers all the services that the dental practice covers, and how they do implants or repair missing teeth, but it's a very nice website. But more importantly, Dr. Hyland is also positioning himself as an individual and as an individual brand. And on the right is an example of his Twitter page where he is actually showing himself as an individual, and he also does this through Facebook and Google Plus as well, I believe. So there's an example of a dentist who has done a wonderful job of creating that preeminent first impression by not only using a nice looking website, but by leveraging social media to make him stand out as the personal brand behind the company brand. Another great, brilliant example here. Then lastly, number 3 is an example of an online business coach from the UK. So Carrie Lind is just an example of a business coach who makes a great first impression and then follows up with a warm and personal style that attracts loyal customers and fans. So if you don't know Carrie and you live in the UK, you may want to check her out. But my point is, all of these examples I've shown you here today are all about businesses, and more importantly, they're about people. And the people who are connecting with and truly caring about the experience their customers are having. So the business owners who truly want to treat their customers the way they would want to be treated, and they are following that golden rule because they know that treating people well will lead to good business. So it's because of that attitude that they're being rewarded with more repeat business from loyal customers. And as a result, they're earning higher profit margins than their competitors. So customer experience is good business. And these are 3 examples of the types of things online and offline, regardless of what type of business you're in. There's always something you can do to improve the customer experience and make your business stand out from all the others in the herd. So I'm not exactly sure why you decided to attend this webinar here today, but maybe you know customer experience marketing can be massively valuable for your business, or maybe you've gotten a little bit stuck and you're looking for a way to break out from the herd and put your business on the map. Maybe you want more than anything to get your brand message out into the world, and customer experience marketing's word of mouth referrals are the best way to do that, but you're not sure exactly how to make that happen. Or you just know that you could be doing more to systematize your business, which can lead to more traffic and more referrals and sales while helping you get back more of your personal life. And you just need to know how to do it. So if you can relate, and if you're ready to change the way you think, you're definitely in the right place. So I just want to also point out that before we go any further, the one thing I want you to take away from today, or take away from the webinar today, is that I'm not extra special. I don't have access to any exclusive resources and tools that get the results I've talked about today. I just have a customer experience marketing plan that really works. So if I can do this, I promise you, you can do it too. So the obvious question is, how do you create your customer experience marketing plan so that you know it's really going to work? And how do you create a plan that's not going to stress you out and cause you even more headaches than you have today by adding more to your to-do list? Like, the last thing you need is more work, right? So I have a way to really create a customer experience marketing plan that's not going to stress you out and will allow you to get it done quickly. So the reality is, you have a choice of roads you can take. You can actually do all this the complicated and confusing way, because as you may have noticed, there's actually a lot that goes on into getting the most out of using customer experience marketing as a business growth strategy. There's a lot to learn, and it can actually be quite confusing, and it's really easy to get overwhelmed. But, however, your other choice is that you could do it the simple and structured way. And have you ever noticed that tackling something really challenging isn't that overwhelming when someone shows you step by step how to do it? You see, when you try to do something all on your own, and there's a lot of steps involved, it can be quite stressful, and half the time you didn't really want to do that activity anyway, right? It's something you're forced to do. But what I'm trying to say is, if you need the support to get it done, you need to go out and find it. You don't need to do this all by yourself. So I want you to see the value of customer experience marketing plan and all the strategies that I taught you today, and I want to encourage you to make all this knowledge extremely actionable. I don't want you to walk away from this webinar without taking action. So imagine what it would feel like if you actually started to see some of the results I showed you are possible just by using customer experience marketing. That'd feel pretty good, right? Now, at this point, your head might be spinning like a top, and I know we've covered a lot, and that's totally natural if you're feeling that way. But the thing is, all the strategies I've shown you here, and they're really important, but here's something I want you to walk away with today is you don't need to implement them all at once. The way I eliminate a lot of stress in my business life, yet the way that still allows me to get really good results, is that I approach my plan in phases. I don't implement everything all at once. So today we've only scratched the surface of what's possible, and I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. That wasn't my intent. But I do want you to put some of all these ideas into action, and I want to let you know that you're not alone and that I'm here to help you create your own personalized customer experience marketing plan if you want me to. So with that said, I want to invite you here today to join my Chain Reactions Marketing System online training program. This is the program I created to show you what to do and how to do it and when to do it so you won't have to do it all at once. So in this program, I'll literally hold your hand through the process of creating your own customer experience marketing plan. And if you're serious about using customer experience marketing to differentiate and accelerate your business in 2015, my Chain Reactions Marketing System is the absolute fastest way to go from point A to point B while eliminating all the stress and overwhelm. So here's what's in the online training program. You'll get 6 weeks of an interactive course, meaning I get to go through the course with you. It's highly interactive, so you're not alone. And all the courses are 100% online, and there's 4 training modules plus 2 weeks built in for a little cushion to get your work done. Each module will include training videos, cheat sheets, transcripts, and all the PDFs of all my slides. So you really will have me there to help guide you through it. But you know what else it includes? It includes a customer experience marketing plan template. I've already done all the hard work, and now you get to fill in the blanks related to your own business so that this customer experience marketing plan will work for you and will actually meet the needs of your customers. So what's in the course? Well, here's what's in it. Module 1 covers the attraction and differentiation phase, and in this phase, we're going to dive deep into those strategies I taught you today and show you how to get more clients that will be willing to buy your programs or your products or your services. Potential clients that are genuinely interested in your products or services. I'm going to walk you through step by step how to implement your strategy and build a bigger client base quickly. So if you want to get more clients, but you don't want to spin your wheels doing it, the attraction phase is where we're going to map that all out. So then I'll show you how to put it into a customer experience marketing plan, and that way you'll have it all documented. From there, we're going to get into the selling and co-marketing phase, and in this phase, I'm going to show you how to create a lead magnet giveaway that will be something you can use with your co-marketing partners. Then I'm going to show you how to trigger powerful emotional chain reactions that will make your customers buy from you over anyone else that they ever encounter. As well as I'm going to show you the right way to sell premium products and services, and more importantly, I'm going to show you what not to do. But I'm going to show you how you can sell premium products and services so you can earn the highest margins in your market. Then lastly, in module number 2, I'm going to show you how to create revenue-generating offers that will perfectly position your brand as the preeminent market leader and turn your new leads into loyal, repeat customers. In module number 3, we're going to cover the delivery and customer service phase of your business because ease of doing business is everything today, and we're going to cover how to make your customer service not only easy, but pleasurable for your customers. In module number 3, I'll show you how to make exceptional customer service a key differentiator for your business. I'll show you the customer support processes and tools you should be using right now to generate customer satisfaction levels that create raving reviews that'll go viral on Twitter, on Yelp. They'll get you good reviews on Angie's List or wherever feedback is posted for your type of business. And lastly, I'll show you how to systematize and manage your customer support employees, whether they're internal or external, so they don't consume all your personal time. Then in module number 4, we're going to talk about implementation. This means nothing if I don't encourage you to actually get the plan done. So I'm going to show you some best practices to implement your new customer experience marketing plan. I'm going to show you how to know if your customer experience marketing plan is working for you. So we'll cover a bit about how to measure the return on investment for all the things you undertake. I'll show you how to put your plan and business on autopilot so you can live the life you truly want and essentially be able to take some time off knowing that you have business processes and systems in place that'll let your business go on while you're not there. So essentially, at the end of the 6 weeks, I want you to walk away with a documented customer experience marketing plan that you can give to a VA or someone on your team and say, run with it. You'll have created it yourself, so you'll know it's perfect for your type of business, but that doesn't mean that you have to do all the work yourself once it's created. We'll get a plan together so you can then leverage other partners and people to help you implement it. Now, there's another thing I want you to know about my online training, and we'll actually is that we'll actually have live Q&A calls every single week as part of the program. And what's even better than that, you get to send in your email questions in advance. So there's a super secret email address inside your members area that you'll use to send me your questions, and then I'll address them live on these weekly calls. Now, I call them calls, but they're actually weekly webinars because I like to show you my screens and I like to answer your questions by showing you how to do what I'm talking about. So you can watch me as I actually walk through all the examples and answer your questions. And this is the only time where I'll take questions and actually answer your questions that are sent in advance. So it's really a great opportunity for you to connect with me personally so I can give you the attention that you need. So I love what Martin says about my training, and especially his compliment in German at the end, because I have a global business, but it essentially says outstanding. So that's pretty good, right? This is the kind of testimonials I want to hear from you as well. So what else is included in the training? Well, I do cliff notes and cheat sheets and step-by-step handouts, and I like to show you exactly how to do it and not tell you just how to do it. So you'll get all that inside this program too. Plus, you'll get my slide decks, and just imagine if I took this presentation today and turned it into a PDF and emailed it to you right this minute. So that'd be pretty valuable, right? So that's exactly what I do inside the members area. I give you copies of everything we work on, and everything is filmed, recorded. It's all available to you in the members area after a particular session. So if you're ready to become a customer experience marketing pro, I'd love to welcome you into my program. And remember, this is what you'll get. You'll get the weekly modules with the multiple training videos with each of the modules. You'll get a PDF ready-made customer experience marketing plan template. You get 6 weeks of the live Q&A calls with me. You'll get the quality recordings of all the trainings, the transcripts, and the slide presentations and more. But here's what's cool. You'll have a year-long access to the membership site, so you can also download everything so you can have it on your computer and have it forever if you'd like. There's a members area, as I mentioned, with 24/7 access, so you can get in there as often as you want to, or you can go over the trainings again and again. This area is for you to get the biggest level of support that you need. So by now you're probably saying, okay, John, how much is this going to cost? Well, the thing is, you could actually try to figure it all out on your own, but as my alumni are always telling me, if I'd only just done this program a year ago before I lay out a couple $1,000s to have a consultant try and create a growth strategy for me, those things never worked. So if I'd only known about this program earlier, it would have saved me a ton of time, a ton of frustration, and a ton of money. The thing is, you could hire someone to create a customer experience marketing plan for you, but the problem with that is the person you hire will never ever really capture the essence of your business, which is what customer experience differentiation is all about, right? It's about the things that make you unique and make your business different. Let's face it, you're the only one who knows at the heart of it what your business is all about, what your mission and your message is. You know what your customers need, and so you need to create it, and you need to own the plan with my help, and then you can give it to a virtual assistant or project manager and say, run with it. And that's the best way to get it done. So the total value of the Chain Reactions Marketing System online training course is almost $6,000. But you can start the program with just one installment of $147, followed by 2 installments each 30 days apart. So if you're ready to join the Chain Reactions Marketing System online training course, all you need to do is go to johnweisenberger.com/CXCR2015, and you can get all the information you need right away to join. I'm ready for you right away, so go check out johnweisenberger.com/CXCR2015 to join the program. Now here's the thing. I will say I have one more level, and that's the VIP level. So this level is not for everybody, and I only have 15 spaces that I offer. And the reason why it's so exclusive is that I actually get you into a private Facebook group every single day, Monday through Friday, and I'll answer your questions. So there's a little bit more to it as well. As a VIP member, you get everything I just outlined at the independent study level, plus you get 6 weeks of one-on-one access inside the private Facebook group. So this private Facebook group is where people can ask me questions plus network with others that are in the group and really just get that personal attention that you're looking for. And this is all part of the VIP level as well. So if you want one-on-one access to me, then the VIP level is the one for you. Now there's something else that's really cool that I offer to the VIP level only, and that is when you put your actual customer experience marketing plan together, I'm going to review it with you in a video review. That means you send me your customer experience marketing plan when you're done with it. I'll review it and I'll record you a video that's only for you where I'll give you my suggestions, my insights, my recommendations for the things you could do to make it better. It's very personal to your business with my suggestions that are just for you. So the VIP level is the only place where you can actually get a video review of your customer experience marketing plan so you can feel confident that this plan is going to work for you. So that's in the VIP level as well. Now, the value of the VIP level is almost $8,000, but you can get it started today with just one installment of $397 and then 2 more installments of $397 30 days apart. But remember, the challenge with this level is that I only have 15 spaces available, and once it fills up, no one else can join that private Facebook group or get the video reviews I talked about because I just can't support more than that many people so intimately. So 15 spaces are available, and I already started filling them as of yesterday. So definitely you'll want to move fast if you want to be part of the VIP level. So I love what Aoife Cohen says about me. She says, John's the real deal, and he has a genuine desire to share his 30-plus years of marketing knowledge and lessons learned, and always has his clients' best interest at heart. I interviewed John for one of my Google Plus Hangouts to learn more about how to maximize the true lifetime value of my clients in that 1 hour than in any other program, and I look forward to working with John any chance I get. So I love what Aoife says about me there. So one more thing, there's a bonus inside the Chain Reactions Marketing System online training course that I'm making available to everybody that joins, regardless of whether you're at the independent study level or the VIP level. And that bonus is my How to Hire Your First Customer Experience Project Manager online training course. So this is a $546 value that I'm throwing in to anyone who registers for the February edition of the Chain Reactions Marketing System training. In this program, I'm going to show you how to locate and hire the perfect customer experience project manager, that's also known as a CXPM. And this project manager can help you implement the nitty-gritty details of your customer experience marketing plan so you can concentrate on doing what you do best, and that's serving your customers. So this bonus training course alone is worth the entire price of the 6-week course. So here's what's going to happen next. First, when you go to johnweisenberger.com/CXCR2015, you're going to actually see all the details about the program. You can read up on the program, and then you're going to see the different levels of the program in this comparison chart. So find the level that's going to be best for you. And remember, VIP has more one-on-one access, but you can still get the live Q&A calls in the independent study, right? From there, you can choose, do you want the independent study or VIP level? So just look for these buttons, and then you can click whichever one is going to be a best fit for you. After you've registered, you'll get an email that will either, depending on whether you're joining at the VIP level, you'll get it invited to instantly join my private Facebook group if you're VIP, or you'll get the independent study email where I'm going to give you immediate access into the membership site. But what you'll need to remember and know is that the program doesn't start until February 16th of 2015. So the actual first module will be released February 16th. So you have a little time just to get ready for it, but I have a bonus waiting for you right now. So if you want to dive in, you'll definitely will have some things to actually start getting going with before we start everything off on February 16th. And don't worry if you're extremely busy, because everything's recorded, so you really can go at your own pace, and you have a full year to take in all the content that you'll find in the membership area. And then, of course, when you do check out the members area, you'll see all the tabs across the top, and I want you to take a look at everything that's there just to get comfortable with everything. But remember, Module 1 comes out on February 16th, and each week following that is when I release the templates and the videos and all the other good stuff. So I do it that way so you're not overwhelmed. And that's a method I use so I can walk you through step by step each of the modules to show you how to get your customer experience plan up and running without totally overwhelming you in the process. And as always, I offer a 30-day, no questions asked, money back guarantee. So if you're not happy, I don't want your money. I definitely, there's no risk involved. So again, if you're not happy, you got 30 days, no questions back, no questions asked, money back guarantee. Now, if you have any other questions and you want a little personal attention, some people, would just like to jump on the phone and say, look, I have a few more questions, John. I want to make sure this program is right for me. I want to talk to somebody. If that's the case, I invite you to talk to my office manager, Chris. So this is Chris. She's not only my office manager, but she's my wife and a great listener. So if you want someone to hear you out or just to make sure that the program is right for you, don't hesitate to call. You can call this 1-800 number, leave a voice message, and Chris will call you back quickly. So you'll get to hear from Chris, and just if you have any of those questions that you need a little extra help on, or if you'd like to enroll via phone versus online, Chris is waiting for your call right now. So don't hesitate to reach out if that's more comfortable for you. So what I want to do now is I want to actually answer some questions about the training. So if you have questions about the program, like you want to make sure it's right for you and anything like that, go ahead and leave your questions. Type your questions there in the dashboard, and I'll take a few before we run out of time here. I think we have about 5 minutes left. All right, at this point, we're coming up on 90 minutes here, so I think we'll just call it closed here today. So remember, if you want to participate, just go to johnweisenberger.com/CXCR2015. And I'd love to have you join us for our February 16th program. That's it. Have a great New Year's, and we'll see you in 2015.